for the dog. So for the dogs, I feel he's right. So, like I said, some absolutely great comments. I actually managed to get an internet connection earlier on. Done the bike, chain and sprockets, they're on. So the bike's good. Need to tighten the back brake, which is just a nut. So, problem. So chain and sprockets are on, absolutely brilliant. So we're free to travel if we've got the petrol. Right, so like I said, you know, thinking of moving to Thailand, and I got some really good comments off some of you guys moving to Thailand. Some of you guys that's actually lived in Thailand for quite a number of years, and some of you what's lived in Thailand quite a lot of years. And you know, I didn't really realise Thailand is very expensive by the sounds of it. Right, and visa. You know, by the time you've paid your visa, it's quite expensive. As one guy said, fantastic comment, you know, he lived in Thailand 2-3 years, if I remember, if I got the comment correct. I read it earlier on, as I remember, I think the guy was there 3 years. So I hope the internet's going to be okay. So he's here now, as I remember. He's living here in the Philippines. The difference with Thailand and the difference with the Philippines, he'd much rather actually be here in the Philippines. You know, English speaking, it's not as difficult, it's not as, and that visa, by the sounds of it, if you actually go to Thailand and you're over 50, you have to look into the visa. But by the sounds of it, the visa, it's a working visa, and over 50 years of age, on a particular visa, you're not allowed to work. So, you know, if you're actually thinking of going to Thailand, and you need to work there, you'd have to really look into the visa. Now, hopefully my YouTube channel actually helps support me. A lot to think about if you do move to Thailand. It's more expensive. I know for a fact a lot of Thais don't actually speak English. And the visa, you know, sounds like the visa's quite a pain. And you know, guys, here in the Philippines, you know, that's what got me. You know, you're going to immigration every 2 months. So you go to immigration and it's always a different price. Don't ask me why, I don't question it. So you go to immigration every 2 months. And believe me, 2 months just goes so quick. So you know, you seem to be going to immigration every 2 minutes. Yeah, it does seem that quick. Unless you actually become a Filipino citizen, and there's a few ways to do that. I think you need about 20,000, 25,000 English pounds in a bank here in the Philippines. You know, I did ask about this when I first came to the Philippines. I think you need 20 grand, 25 grand plus into BDO, a bank here in the Philippines, and then other one's marriage. So to become a Thai, to become a citizen, and so it looks like a bad connection, but you know, you have to go to Manila. You can actually do your visa for a year, but you know, that's something else. You know, your visa all the time, and that's what got me as well. I thought, wow, you know, you do get sick of renewing your visa all the time. Now I actually got chatting to a black American guy, seemed like a nice guy, and he was homeless on the streets here in Bacolod City for 3 years. So he says, right, and when he first came here to the Philippines, there were no visa. He lost all his money, similar to me. He actually spent all his money, and according to him, his girlfriend took his money, took his house, and it was just one of those kind of stories. So, a bit similar to me really, but the difference is I'm not on the street. And you know, I did ask him, I said, well, why didn't you go to the embassy, US embassy? He says, I did. He said, I went to the embassy and I said to the embassy, you know, can I have a ticket to go back home to America? And right, I'm going to move the table, hopefully the connection's okay. So he refused to pay the ticket back. On the streets here in Bacolod for many years, 3-4 years, according to the guy. Right, so what we're really interested in, quite a good for you guys, information which were really good. You know, visa's different. Can you work on the visa? If you're over 2 years old, you might need a different visa, you know, to work in Thailand. So there's quite a lot to think about. Thailand's very expensive by the sounds of it. You know, I think a good idea is, you know, if you're actually going to Thailand, go for an holiday. You know, I know you need a budget. You need a budget to go on holiday. But if you've got the budget, guys, go to Thailand for 1 month, not 1 week or 2 weeks. Go for 1 month, you know, and see how it goes. See if you like it, you know, see what visa you need. And like I said, read the comments because I've got some really good. And it's not as expensive as Thailand, so I'm told. You know, I mean, if you can survive here in the Philippines, my opinion is you can survive more or less anywhere. And I've been in a lot harder. Don't judge a book by its cover. I've been in a lot of very, very hard places. Don't get me wrong, it's no fun being poor. It's just no good. Wow. So, you know, Thailand's got its ups and downs by the sounds of it. So, I will actually get to or 2. I'd like to go for about at least 1 month, about 6 months, then come back to the Philippines. But, you know, it's a good idea just to go for a month. But, you know, you think everything's just similar to the Philippines. By the sounds of it, it's not. And by the sounds of it, actually, I'm going to actually ask someone, and her daughter works in Thailand. She's worked there for years. She's married to a Thai, and she's still there. And she went this Christmas, she went for, I think, 3 months. And she's basically just come back to the Philippines. But she went 3 months. So I'll actually ask her about the visa, the price of the visa. But, you know, like I said, really interesting. And it's always down to money. No money, no money. Right, so lots to think about. Then I got another comment. Paul, are you going back to England? You know, it's actually looking like I'm not going to make Thailand. I'm not going to make Taiwan. But you never know. You just never know. You know. But it is actually looking like I'm actually going to have to go back to the UK. Paul, are you going back to the UK? At this point in time, that is a very, very hard question to answer. You know me, guys. I'm not the worrying type. I don't worry. I just wait till I get to that bridge, then I cross that bridge. So when I get to that bridge, I will actually cross it. One way or another, we'll cross it. But like I said, thanks for the support. You know, and I hope some of you guys will actually become a channel member. It's very cheap to become a channel member actually. You know, I think it's 55 pesos, 50 pesos. Really cheap to become a channel member. And Lee is one of my members. He's not going to make it tonight. So, what we've been doing today. Now then, what did you think to the lady, boys? I managed to upload 2 videos yesterday. But thanks for those great comments. You know, a lot to think about. And you know, now I'm armed. I've got this knowledge, what you guys have given me about Thailand. you know, you've come back to the Philippines, things are easier in the Philippines, not as expensive. Now I've got this knowledge. When I actually do go and ask this lady some of these questions, I can also ask them the questions that you've actually told me. So, you know, thanks for that good information. Today we've actually I've got the chain and I was going to actually put the chain and sprocket on myself, right? But what I actually did is I took the bike and I asked the guy at the bike shop, I wanted a Allen key. And I got told by a bike shop the Allen key I wanted was a 5. And I thought, well, before I just don't take one person's word. You know, I'll go and ask 5 or 6 people. So I'll go and ask 5 or 6 people, you know, about what I need to know about. So this Allen key, I went to a bike shop and I said, what size Allen key will I need to take the front sprocket off? 5. I thought 5, okay. So then we went to this other bike shop and I went to the bike shop and I said, what size Allen key will I need to take the front sprocket off? Because it's 2 Allen keys. I don't think I've uploaded the video yet. And I made the video, wow, a couple of weeks back. 4. So the Allen key is a 4, it's not a 5. So I asked the guy, I said, Jovelin, asked the guy how much to change the chain and sprockets. 200 pesos. So, like I said, thanks for the support. I got the guy to change. You know, by the time I've spent money on tools, by the time I've spent money on the Allen key, it's just cheaper to get the bike done by the guy at the bike shop. So that's what I did. Got some air in the front tyre, can't remember if that were 10 pesos. And then I got the guy to change the chain and sprockets. And I watched him do it. So it's got brand new chain and sprockets on. Set off down the road, get it a little bit, not a lot, about 40-50 kilometres an hour. Went for the back brake. Wow, no back brake. He's not nipped the back brake up, so I'll have to nip it up tomorrow. It's only a case of pushing it over and just tightening the nut, and then should be okay. But I thought, wow, that were really dangerous. You know, the guy forgot to tighten the back brake up. But we're still here. So we've got the chain and sprocket on, which is absolutely fabulous. Now going back to England, that's a really difficult one. That is a difficult one. I'm going to have to cross this bridge when I get to it. Lots to think about. Thailand, Taiwan, I don't know where I'm going. Sounds like the Philippines is the place to be honest. And really, I've been thinking about this, you know, if I don't go back to England, if I don't go to Thailand, I'm going to stay here in the Philippines. But I'm actually going to move from Negros. I'm actually going to move. I don't know where I'm actually going to move, but when I actually do move, I'm going to move near the sea. So I think that's a really good option. I've got a few places in mind, so I have actually, and I want to be near the coast, I want to be near the beach, I want to be really near a town. Now we're not near a town. I don't know if you guys really know, but we're out in the sugarcane fields, we're out in the rice fields. We're in a kilometre, we're 5 kilometres away from town. It's quite a journey, and when rainy season comes, guys, it's a really big journey. You know, you get wet through, you need a 4-wheel drive, to be honest. And we chatted about this 4-wheel drive, this Suzuki. So, I got another little bit of good information, you know, off a friend of mine from England. And he has actually got a friend that lives in Thailand. He's lived there 20-30 years. And what he said to me is, I found out about teaching in Thailand. Now I'm on with a visa. I know I need a different visa. Can I work on that visa? Probably not. So, will I be able to work in Thailand? Probably not, but I can actually blog. Still blog. Whether they're classing that as work or what, I don't know. So if they are classing that as work, I stop there a month, then I come back to the Philippines.